Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to join the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of the Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member, or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying, courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky, the proprietor of Stunthangar, will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Now, understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or take your comments. And by the way, you only can make your comments or questions during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, Saturday at John's videos, the contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell and select all. Please share their videos, comments. All these activities help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel membership. There's a little button right below. And the membership starts at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account, and I don't miss it. And I suspect you won't miss it either. You can also show your support by donating through the super chat, which is below the chat box. And your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. With your memberships, you'll get special badges and stickers that Sparky and I can see in the chat box. You also have access to member-only videos, and you get unlimited replay of those. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm a guest in here twice a week, Monday and Friday nights at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you would place a comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his video camera, me flying his Junar XL, and I'll receive a notification and be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family and friendly. In other words, please don't do things or use words you wouldn't do or say around your own children and grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post a link now at Stunthangar Forum. Let me go there now and post that link right now. Just give me a moment here to post this link, or actually less than a moment. It is posted. There, it's posted. So that's how people get into the show. If you want to come into the show, please go to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. Go to stunthangar.com/SMF and register if you're not registered. And then once you're in there, you'll see the link called at the bench, and that's how you get into the show. It's kind of like a way of screening out some of the trolls we have had over the years, and that's a really secure way for us to have the show. And let me go to what I call the control panel. I got something in my eye that's bothering me. I'm gonna have to, once the show gets going, I gotta get rid of this thing that's irritating me. So just bear with me for a second here. It's really distracting. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving day yesterday. I did. I took in turkey and dressing and scalloped potatoes and green beans and coconut rice. You might not know what that is. That's kind of a West Indian dish that I've always enjoyed, and my wife learned the recipe, and so we had that. We had that more than Thanksgiving. I look forward to it, especially on Thanksgiving. And it looks like Keith Trossel is making his way in here. Hey, Keith, how are you doing?
Good.
Great. Let me see here. I'm just still finalizing the settings in the show. Just be 1 second here. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I had our family was all here. It was a good time. Yeah.
Oh, good. Let's see here. Just another moment here. We edit this and fix that, and then we'll be off. We'll be cooking with gas. Let's see here. Okay, save that. All right, great. Thanks for hanging on. Looks like Gary Sinclair is in there in the chat box. He says, checking in with thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Gary. And looks like we have 9 concurrent viewers and 5 likes. And all right, so here we go. So I went flying today with actually it was when I pulled up, we actually had 6. Well, we ended up having 6 people eventually, and 2 left early because the wind came up. Unfortunately, for those 2 who left, the wind came up, but then it went away, and then it was flyable. So unfortunately, Keith Miller and Fred Miller, they missed some good flying, and but there was 6 of us out there, and so it kind of settled into to 4 of us, which was Carl, myself, Steve McAnally, and Joe Mata. And I'm only down to 1 battery from my 5 on my electric plane, so I didn't take it out. I didn't feel like taking that plane out for just 1 flight. So I took out my Brodak P40 ARF, which is a profile, and getting that thing kind of squared away. So did you do anything in the shop today, or did you go flying, Keith Trossel?
No flying. Working on cutting holes and ribs and making a spar for the big job. I should be able to get it assembled, pretty well assembled here in the next day or 2. Leading edges are formed, trailing edges ready to go, and it's just a matter of setting it up on the cradle, and should have a wing in a day or 2.
Very good. So you cut out all your ribs?
Yeah.
Do you do a stack method, or do you do
Yeah, I
individually?
sandwich in between 2 plywood forms.
Good. Now, what do you use for to making holes?
I used one of the plywood ribs as a template, and just using that then to go ahead and make the holes. I'm going to collect all the holes and see how much they weigh. I think probably saved maybe ½ an ounce, if that, but it's still ½ an ounce.
Yeah. Oh, it all adds up. What I meant by making the holes, do you actually take like a copper or brass pipe and kind of you with the X-Acto blade, you make the edge really sharp, and you use that to make the holes, or do you actually cut the holes out with an X-Acto blade itself?
I just cut the whole thing out with X-Acto. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I know Wendy had some an assortment of like hole cutters that I remember seeing them on the videos.
Yeah, I've done that to go ahead and cut the corners. To have nice round corners, you can use the brass tube with a sharpened edge. That works. And then just connect the holes and take the whole thing out.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to try something sneaky here. I had the thing sandwiched and I'm holding everything together with nails. It just, everything fits onto real nice. But the nails got in the way of the scroll saw, so that didn't work. So
So you use a scroll saw to rough out the ribs, and then you just sand them
yeah,
with
yeah,
a stack.
yeah. Well,
Very,
here,
very cool.
I'll go get the stack and I'll show you.
Sure. Thank you. Hey, Gary, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
You started having any turkey sandwiches today?
Ham sandwiches.
Ham sandwiches?
Yeah.
Did you have ham for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah, it's either a ham or turkey for most people. I like to kind of alternate. So Christmas I'll have ham. If I
I
had
see
turkey.
I see he's on Sparky's thing the other night.
Yeah, I was in the garage. I don't actually. I worked on my Brodak 40, P40. I mean, till almost my time, 12:30 this morning. So yeah, I turned it on. He was just, I was watching him do that show. I actually watched that show twice. It was just, when you're working in the shop, kind of it makes it so you're not so much alone. Listen to someone else working on an airplane. So yeah, I saw that you with your eagle eye, you saved Sparky's bacon.
Yeah. He says I used to just use my phone. That's all. I don't have. I got big screen TV, but I don't watch it. I just watch on my phone all the time.
Wow. Oh man, I know he was really impressed. You saw that with just your phone.
Well, I'm used to catching, working with stuff like that where you're looking for stuff. You make sure you got it all or whatever, and yeah.
So just in case the audience doesn't realize, Sparky was he was making a image on his rudder that involves like an eagle, right?
Yeah.
And some other things. And our sharp-eyed detective here, Gary Sinclair, he noticed that that Sparky was missing something. And what was he missing? You want to explain what he was missing?
Part of the flag, one red stripe, the one underneath the beak of the eagle.
Yeah. And so
because I looked at it, I said, there's only one, there should be two. And I didn't know whether to say anything or not. And I thought, well, if I don't, that's not going right. I ought to try. They say it, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. But
yeah, well, you saved his bacon, so he really appreciated it, because he would have been really distraught if he would have finished it and realized he had missed a stripe or a color.
Yeah.
Let me welcome Mark Gerber in the house. How you doing, Mark?
Good, Charles. How are you?
Doing well. Went flying today, and I was up till 12:30 this morning working on my Brodak P40 profile, because I was flying globe today because I don't have enough batteries to make it worthwhile to take out the SV11. So I had the weight box that came loose on one wingtip. I had to rebuild that wingtip, because when the weight box got loose, the weights came out and did all kinds of damage in there. And then the other wingtip where the lead outs come out, that one had suffered some damage too. This plane was given to me, by the way, and so it had some damage, and I had to repair all that. And so I was up till 12:30 this morning, but I did make it out there to go fly, and it flew pretty good. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Charles.
Mark Wise.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
Very good.
All right.
I've come up with 2 lines for Thanksgiving. First, you stuff the turkey, then the turkey stuffs you.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate too.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate. I have some chatter in the chat box. I have Gary Sinclair, who obviously said checking in with thumbs up. Thank you, Gary. And then Jack Snavely says hello all around the world, just saying hi. And he has some airplane stickers. And then Tom Rammel, he came in with a like. Thank you very much. Hope you guys all had a very good and filling Thanksgiving. And so we're back talking about our favorite subject. At least my favorite is control line stunt. But everybody who is welcome. Even if you don't do stunt, if you do something else,
watch TV,
you can come on in. Everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a Paul making his way in here as well. So that is great. Hey, Paul Taylor's in the house. Thank you,
All
Paul,
right.
for coming in.
Howdy.
So how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it's good. I didn't overeat this year.
Oh, very good. Very good. Did you do anything in your shop or go flying today?
Now, yeah, my buddy Chris Sterner cut me out some vinyl decals for my little Spitfire, and I put that on, got the roundels on today, so finish that up. And we're supposed to go flying Tuesday, about 4 or 5 of us.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we got a new guy that's coming over from Orlando, Randall, and he's just kind of getting back into it. So he's put a ringmaster together. So we're going to try to get him going.
That is
Hey,
great. Now,
Paul?
go
Hey,
ahead.
Paul,
Yes.
will you tell him the federal regulation that he has to join Pampa?
Yes, I will. I will make sure that happens. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So is this Spitfire is it a kid? Is it from Pat Johnson? Tell me about your Spitfire.
This was a plane that Ron Burns designed years ago. I showed it here. Let's see. Here it is.
Make it big here.
Yeah. So this is a little half-A kit that that Ron Burns designed, and I built 2 of them for my boys. And then since I've had a grandson born recently, I kind of redid this one and I converted it to electric. And I put his initials on the side here.
That looks really good, Paul. That looks really good.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, and then I 3D printed some little fake wheels for the bottom.
Very good.
And
Nice. Are you sure that Keith didn't build that for you?
I mean, what's that?
It looks like Keith built that for you.
Like Keith Trosser must have built that. It looks so good.
I know that looks really great.
Yeah, it's just a little knock around plane. This little timer, I found this for like $12 on Amazon, and you solder the pins on it. It's just a little touch program just to set the time and the RPMs and stuff. So I think it's going to work out pretty good.
Very nice.
Yeah, I like all the pin lines on the bottom, the panel lines. That's really impressive.
Yeah,
And
that's
panel lines on top too. That's pretty neat.
yeah, that's done with a little pin that I got at Hobby Lobby. So it's got black ink in it, and then I just shot a little clear on top of it to protect
Is
it.
that the monocode panel line pin?
No, it's just a regular just a pin that I got at Michael's
Okay,
for Hobby Lobby.
nice.
Extra fine. It's got Indian ink in it. And then
Very
just,
nice.
but yeah, that'll be a fun little plane for him in about 6 months. I'm gonna get him on the hand. And Mark, I will have him join Pampa.
Please. That'll
is
bring us
pretty-
to 6.
That is pretty neat. And then that finish is a dope, or what kind of finish?
No, that's Tamiya modeling acrylic paint.
Wow. But that's a
Yeah.
lot of work for a 6-month-old and for little kids to maybe even fly. That's pretty impressive.
Well, I'll be helping him a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to get him flying sooner than Bob Hunt. I think Bob said he started at 3.
Wow. Yeah, I think I've heard that
Yeah.
story before too. I
Yeah.
had a friend who flew as young as, I think he was 5.5 or almost 6. Darren, he's quite a combat flyer. He's not really so much a control line stunt guy. Darren, what is Darren's last name? It escapes me.
Albert.
Albert,
Albert.
yes. Yeah, he said that when he was flying the plane, I think he was doing some maneuver, either reverse wing over or maybe a wing over, and the plane lifted him off the deck. Yeah, that's how little he was. And
Yeah.
welcome, Howard. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hey, Howard.
And Stuart, thank you for coming in. I appreciate that also.
Right.
So now we're in the gallery. So, all right. Does anybody do any building or flying or anything like that today?
I did something I've never done before. I'm making I'm trying to plan my flying season for next year.
Wow.
So I looked in my shop and took an inventory of everything that I could fly next year, most of which is in a box, but some of them are not. Some of them are, I've started. And I ended up doing a Excel spreadsheet and assigning point values to try to figure out, okay, if I want to have these airplanes ready by the end of March, which of these is my best bet? So I think I have paper burns on my hand from rolling plans in and out and opening up boxes I've never opened before. And then trying to do an evaluation of, okay, which ones. So I ended up with a plane that I designed. Well, Bob Hunt helped me design it. That's been sitting around just waiting for final touches and paint that we call the Marksman. That got my top points. And then I'm doing, which kind of surprised me, but when I did my evaluation, I'm going to do an impact.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have some foam cores that Bob cut me, and I've sheeted. And I have a Pat Johnson, I think it's Pat Johnson, kind of short kit for that airplane as well. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks pretty straightforward. The semi kit is set up for electric, which is great. And I sent a note to Paul Walker to ask him what he had in his, and I think I'm going to do the same to Mr. Howard. I think he flies at impact.
Yes.
And
Okay.
might as well learn from the best.
Well, then you want to talk to Paul.
Okay, second best.
Okay.
There.
I don't know why you'd want to, but okay.
No, I'm a reasonably good builder, a straight and light. And I have my pride, but when this is a proven airplane, it just seems crazy to me not to reach out if people are willing to share some thoughts about changes or power systems or maybe finished weights, things like that.
Right.
So, it's an interesting thing to go through, and you find some things you kind of forgot about. And I have about 60 plan sheets. So I started looking through those. And it's kind of fun. But now I'm focused. I'm laser focused on these two airplanes.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, because they both qualify for builder of the model. They're nothing in there is built by someone else. And
Right. So the Marksman, how big is the Marksman? I know how big the impact is, but I have no idea how big the Marksman is.
I'm not sure of the impact, but I'm thinking it's close. So the Marksman is about 650 squares. Okay. And it's it has the right moments as far as I can tell. And I look at it from every angle, and I think I built it straight. And it's already covered and it's already primed. So
Wow.
yeah. So I
should
think I
show it
need
to
to.
us.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I've started doing, and maybe some of you know this better than I do, but one of the things I did on planes that are started was to try to figure out finished weights. And that would help me in my determination, So I'm not sure about some of the things on how much you add for landing gear and wheels but I want to come up with that. So just as a reference, so I can kind of figure out where's this airplane going. And on a couple of them, I decided they were too heavy. That they might fly well for Sunday flying, but if I want to get serious, it's the wrong airplane.
You know,
So
you might want to consult Sparky. You know, he builds planes so frequently
he
that
does.
he pretty much knows what the weights of landing gear should be. He knows what all the parts should be. You know, he's doing it all the time, so he can kind of tell you.
Yeah.
If you tell him where you're at, he can give you an idea of where you should end up. You know, based upon a 6.5 ounce finish or something like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the numbers I was trying to figure out. You know, how much weight is this step going to add?
Yeah,
But it's kind of a neat-
Sparky can tell you that. He seems to know all these weights. I know on one video he weighed all the hardware in a plane. I mean, it's everything: landing gear, the hinges, the horns, you know, screws, everything. And it was like 16 ounces, I think.
Yeah. So
Something like that.
the other thing it helped me do was Sunday. There's a swap shop up in New Jersey run by Garden State Circle Burners. And I'm getting a table, and it helped me decide what am I really going to finish and what's just going to gather dust. And so I'm taking some of those dust catchers. I know I won't miss them. I'll give someone a good deal on whatever I bring and let someone else build them.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
you only have so much space, you know. I keep accumulating. Next thing I know, I'm walking sideways through my garage. You know, I got
Yeah.
too much stuff.
You know, plus I just turned 77, so
Really?
what do I got? What do I got? Another 30
Yeah,
years?
you look
maybe?
great.
You know, I got
Yeah, that's about right.
yeah. When
You
I can't
welcome
remember,
Lynn Burrell. Thank you, Lynn, for coming in.
Hey, guys.
I led.
So Lynn,
Let's hope we all have 30 years.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking dog years, Gary, which I think means I got about 3 weeks.
If a dog breaks a mirror, is it 49 years bad luck?
It depends how badly he breaks the mirror. I have a cat. He doesn't break too much. I just find all kinds of modeling things around the house, but he's consistent.
They're
It's the
called
strangest
toys.
thing. Yeah, when I look for pencils or pens, they're always
Those are-
by the front door.
Those are toys.
Yeah, toys.
Yeah.
you know, I just
Yeah.
realized something. Howard, is that your new shark?
It is, yes.
Oh,
How do you
wow.
like it? What do you think of it?
I see. So
That's okay. Came today.
Wow.
all right.
Congratulations.
It's an R.
Wow.
That is awesome.
You can show it to, oh, there we go.
Cool.
Wow,
Let's
check
have
out
a
that.
look.
Check out that fuselage.
Yeah. Of interest is this bulkhead with the grain going all different directions.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I don't see any evidence
Let
of
me make it
laser.
big. Hang on 1 second so our audience can see what we're,
Yeah,
what we're
make them
showing.
big.
He cut that out with knives, I guess.
Wow.
Are all the bulkheads like that? Different
I don't know.
directions?
I haven't seen very many. The only other piece I have in the shop is the forward fuselage. And
Okay. Wow.
it's complicated. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. It's roomy. You can compare this with the impact. It's a lot bigger.
oh, yeah.
Is it ever? Wow.
I'll open the hatch and
All right.
okay, there's the battery hatch open and inside you see
Nice.
there's plenty of cooling. There's holes everywhere. And
Wow.
got some aluminum. Oh, let's see here. An aluminum motor mount. He he flew this airplane, he said, and he got out of Ukraine. There's a big exhaust hole. It's probably the hole for the engine exhaust. It's now a cooling hole. He got out of Ukraine to visit his family who's in France, and went to a contest in Spain, took my airplane and came in second, he said.
Wow.
No.
This is already a loser.
Yeah, but it's loser in first place.
That's a first place loser.
Yeah,
Yes, it
first
is.
place loser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe after you massage it a little bit, you'll make it a winner.
Yeah, something. It won't get appearance points though.
No, but maybe you can make up for it in other areas. There's what 16 maneuvers, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, the crowd I fly with, that's a long way to make up.
Yeah, I know you fly in a tough neighborhood.
Tough neighborhood.
Those
So
are-
yeah, that's what happened to me lately.
Well, that's a good thing. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. And, I'm looking forward to you capturing some ideas and reverse engineering some stuff into your future projects.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
The Jive Combat Team Intelligence Agency will be disassembling this aircraft and
Yes,
evaluating it.
exactly. Or have you found some things that you thought was besides the grain going different directions? Anything else you discovered that pretty ingenious?
No.
Well, that's okay. You're
Well,
a pretty smart guy, so I imagine you already thought of everything.
Thing. So I don't. Yeah. So I don't know anything yet. I'll reveal more as time goes on.
Yeah, you just got it today, right?
Yeah, big spinner, about a 3-inch spinner.
Wow.
3-inch spinner.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
at least.
that is a big spinner.
But
Yeah.
you know what? I like big spinners because when you look at the flight line, you have all these 2.5-inch spinners, and to me, it makes your plane stand out when you have a big spinner. Hey, Paul, to see you raise your hand digitally, do you have a question for Howard?
Yeah. So the one thing that stands out with me on those sharks is how big they are. I mean, you think that would make a difference compared to, like what you and Paul fly?
The fuselage is big. I don't know about the wing area.
I don't think the wing is any bigger. I know that the tips are clipped on them, right?
Well, no, this is a Shark Evolution. It's a new one. It's roundy. I could integrate the area and see how big it is. The fuselage, yes, indeed, it's bigger. Let me get a ruler if I can find one.
I mean, I can't think of any other plane that you guys fly in that rough crowd that has a fuselage that big.
Oh, actually, Chris Cox is Migish is pretty big.
Chris's and Paul's are pretty big now. The bigger they are, the lighter you can build them, and the stiffer they are for the weight. So we were constrained in the old days by engine mount width, and if you put the maple engine mounts on the side of the fuselage, that's how wide the fuselage was going to be. Well, we don't have that constraint anymore. Let's see, this fuselage is about 3.6 inches wide. And how high is it? This is at the brake, just in front of the wing. So it's probably the widest point, and it's 6 inches deep. And let's go. my impact is 3 inches wide and 4.5 inches deep. So that's not much different, but it looks a lot bigger, doesn't it?
Maybe those cheeks make it look big, maybe too. Those cow cheeks, not your cheeks.
Oh, I'll show you the other cheeks.
Yeah, the other cheeks.
Yeah.
The cow cheeks. It's,
Cal-
I don't want any confusion about the other cheeks could
Yeah,
possibly
let-
be.
I'll put them side by side again. Oh, yeah, I can measure that. Okay, here we are side by side.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
pretty big.
Pretty big. It's a little closer because of the aforementioned cowl cheeks.
Right.
They really stick out, don't they?
Yeah.
I'll measure the spinner diameter back. Yeah, a little over 3 inches, 3.1. One interesting thing is it has bugs on it from being flown, and it didn't wipe all the bugs off.
Wow. So did he sell to you as a used price?
No,
The bugs were extra.
I guess those bugs are like BGs, I guess, huh?
well, that's what Igor uses them for. That or flow trip devices.
Howard, have you flown a shark yet?
Yes, I have. I am undefeated in the Southern Hemisphere flying a shark, as is Orestes.
Wow. Wow. Joe Daly, I was up at his house about a month ago, spending some time with him. And he was talking about the shark that I guess did his son fly the shark at the Worlds?
He flew, what's the name of that? The thing Mike Leinke got.
Axioma.
Axioma,
Yeah.
Pakistan. And yes, he just got one of those today. Joe did. He sent me a note saying he just got one.
Yeah. He said when he flew the shark, because he borrowed a couple of airplanes,
Oh, yeah.
he said that it flew much better with soft lines coming off the handle. I guess I don't know if it's whose
Oh.
handle it is. It's, in other words, it's not a hard point.
Oh, Orestes and those folks have handles with these cloth straps.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
maybe that's what he was using. Yeah, he was flying a shark at the World Champs. I forgot. Stephen was flying the Axioma.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice looking airplane. Good luck with it.
Joe had his own airplane that he was going to take, but the wing fell off at the Nats.
Yes.
Howard, did you say they fly with cloth straps?
Yeah.
Do you have an example by chance, Howard?
No, I don't. I think they're cloth straps.
Would it look anything like this?
Make it big here, Paul. 1 second.
I
So you're
don't-
saying there's an overhang off the handle, Howard? Is that what it is? An overhang?
I don't remember.
Because this is for like pulling fiber optic cable, and I think it's rated at like 500 pounds or something.
That ought to do it. If it's not stretchy, which it won't be.
No,
probably.
this doesn't. Yeah, this doesn't stretch at all. I mean, does it look anything like this, or are you talking?
I don't remember what it looks like.
Oh,
There was a brouhaha at the Nationals a few years ago. Brenda was going to disqualify Orestes because he did not have metal in his control system. Well, he had part of his control system was not metal, mainly the straps. And things were explained to Brenda like, we have plastic bell cranks, and that rest of the handle is not metal, and it's plenty strong. And so she was arguing with Paul, a professional structures engineer.
What does he
And
know?
Paul was the event director, and they eventually decided that if his handle passes a pull test of 1.5 times the pull tester's airplane, it'd be okay. And it did, so it was okay. So that went away.
Wow.
I'd be curious to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Same here. I've never heard of a straps on
Well,
the handle.
you'll run across the Resties at a contest one of these days, we hope. He was
Yeah.
the king.
Yeah, maybe I'll run into him next year. I just 3D printed this thing the other day.
Let me make it big here 1 second.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Yeah, and it's like the old Windy handle. And I did have a coated cable in here, and Dan McAtee said that those were notorious for breaking, so put a bike brake cable in there. So I did that. It's
nice job.
So
Here's
can you adjust your line spacing, or that's pretty much fixed?
yeah, well, it's not fine tuned like Windy had his. I mean, I got 3 different variations in here. That's about what I do. So I kind of, I don't know, my wrist doesn't turn, I don't think, as well as it used to, and I just kind of like a wider spacing. I know some guys like them, like coming out here or something.
Yeah.
But
Windy had a series of brass tubes in his, right next
Yeah.
to each other, all tight in a row. That's how I
Yeah.
was building them.
yeah, here's that's Windy's handle right there that he had.
Yes, it is. That must be the Testarossa handle he gave you.
I think it's your handle for your
Oh,
Navant.
for the Novanta. Cool.
Very
Awesome.
nice.
I was looking for a 3D printed handle, and I can't find it, but I can.
Let me welcome Phil Bailey. Thank you, Phil. How are you doing?
Oh, better. I think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Once my voice starts cracking, but anyway, I've been doing pretty good today.
Well, as long as
Okay.
you have to yell at your uncle, yeah, I think you might be all right.
Oh, yeah, that's been a let's just say a challenge.
Now you yell at your uncle only because he's hard of hearing, right?
Yeah,
That's why the audience understand that you're not guilty of elder.
no. He's even he had to have some surgery done years ago on his ear canals, and they're bigger. They're bigger than they're supposed to be, and even with the highest tech hearing aids that you can get, they don't seal in his ears because they're not big enough, and the sound gets back in. And I've forgotten the term. I used to play music and I had to watch my microphone all the time for it setting up the tone and squealing,
Feedback.
Feedback. There you go. Thank you. But his they do that all the time. It drives me crazy. I imagine it's got to be worse for him. But anyhow, I just have to kind of sometimes try to talk loud enough that he can hear me without those bloody things, because they just drive me Hermantown, and him too, I'm sure. But we get there. It's kind of a meeting of the minds, but we get there.
Good.
That's neat.
So these are your handles,
Yeah,
Howard, or
3D printed hot rock. It makes a sandwich, and a slab of carbon goes in the middle, and I can show you a finished one. It's a little hard to get at because I can't find my other one.
no problem.
I don't know why. As long as I've known Howard, it still makes me nervous when I see his airplane on the table in pieces.
There you go.
Oh, very cool.
Very nice, Howard.
But yeah, there's the carbon slab and the tubing in the end. I got some better tubing recently. It's heavy wall stuff and makes better bushings. That's in the other handle, wherever that is.
So do you use an arbor press to press those those things into the slab there?
No, I stick them in and use epoxy and then cut them. I put in long pieces of tubing and then epoxy them in, then cut them down to size.
Is the tubing is it brass tubing?
Yeah.
So
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, you hand cut the carbon fiber?
I got a saw blade. I'll show you my saw blade. It's got it on Amazon. I might have reported it on Stunthangar. Like $10. Here it is. It's hard to focus. Diamond coated rod. It's got a little
Okay.
diamond,
Yeah.
and $10 or so, and you put it in the scroll saw, and it's omnidirectional. You cut in any direction with it, so it's pretty easy to cut out slabs of carbon.
Wow.
Very
Hey, Howard,
cool.
is that just round or is it like teeth?
It's just round
Okay.
with diamonds on it.
Yeah.
Very
How
nice.
do you like that Dremel or that DeWalt scroll saw? Is it any good?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because I've had cheapy ones for the last 20 years. I blew up another one this week, so it's my third one I've blown up in about the last 6 years. I keep frying them.
Philip Granderson came to live at my house for a month or so and brought a Dremel scroll saw, and I thought it was wonderful. So I got one of those and had it for many years, and it blew up.
I had a Dremel one too, but mine only lasted about 5 years and it blew up.
Yeah, and the DeWalt is very much more wonderful.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
I think I have a my scroll saw is I'm trying to remember. I think mine might be a Ryobi, I think.
Yeah, those are good.
I had an original Dremel which lasted forever, and then I bought what was considered to be a really high-end Dremel. Well, I got 5 years out of that one. Then I got a Proctor cable, and it lasted about 1.5 to 2 years. And now I just got a used one from a guy who passed away in our club, and it died yesterday.
Are you cutting?
I'm going through scroll saws like they're going out of style.
Wow. Now you're just cutting balsa and plywood, right?
Yeah, I'm not cutting anything spectacular. Let me
Wow.
tell you, a little bit of fiber trim I was cutting yesterday with it. And I mean, I wasn't really working it that hard, and all of a sudden, done. It's like, oh, good Lord. Like, really?
Huh. Yeah,
Anyway.
you just might need some.
I just need to build less, Charles.
No, no. I just thinking you're probably wearing out the what's that part of the motor? The brushes.
I'm wearing something out, I'll
If you
tell
can
you.
just replace the brushes, it'd probably be working fine. Some tooling has a serviceable brushes.
That's possible.
That old original Dremel probably would keep going, but I would bet the bushings went away in it.
Oh yeah, it was
Lord.
it was a mess. I had it for about 15, 18 years.
Yeah,
And it used to shake on the tape, used to make the whole
Yeah.
workshop shake.
things start roaring and shaking
Yeah.
and just you couldn't keep up with it to cut your wood. It was just
And I was young, I didn't know what the deal was, so I leg bolted it down to the table to keep it steady.
oh Lord.
That's funny.
Drilled big holes in the corners of the metal and, really reefed her down on the table.
Yeah.
Kept her going
Yeah.
for another few years.
Usually
Then
there's
the
an
whole table
adjustment for
starts
that.
crawling around the room.
It was more of a shaker than a Tiger 60 with bad bearings.
Wow.
That's bad. That's
It was
bad.
mad. Oh God. The things we do for love.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Oh man.
Hmm.
So, Paul, I mean, not Paul, but Philip, I asked the other people, have you done any building or flying?
No flying. Done a little bit of building. I got my weight box repaired, and I got the wing put together on that SV, but that's about it. About that
That's
time the
good.
phone rang, and here we go again.
Yeah. I was in my shop to 12:30 in the morning working on, had to reglue the weight box on my P40. And then there was some damage on the inboard wingtip. I had to rebuild a partial of a rib to fix that top and bottom of the rib that surrounds the adjustable lead outs. And so
How's Precious Balsa coming along?
I can barely see Precious Balsa on the bench. It's covered up with stuff
no,
all the way around.
No,
Yeah. But you know what? I do appreciate everybody reminding me about Precious Balsa. Don't feel
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, dig it out,
Because
Charles.
that's
Get
where I'm
busy.
going to get appearance points. I'm not getting appearance points from my SV11 and the P40 and
No, the ARFs won't get you any appearance points.
no. So I don't mind you guys reminding me about Precious Balsa. Keep it coming.
Okay.
We went flying this week, and Len folded a cardinal.
He folded,
what?
Half.
he folded the cardinal he gave you, or he folded his own cardinal?
No, I folded an ARF. Another guy in our group brought an ARF out, and it was an old ARF, and I guess it wasn't glued together very well, and went.
Wow.
That's the end of that. Yeah.
It was like a lawn dart coming down.
Yeah. The only problem was it decided to make a left-hand turn before it did and started coming right at me. I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't like when they make that left-hand turn.
I know. I don't like that either. I've had,
oh, here it comes, incoming.
yes.
I've gotten smart though. You know, I used to always try to run, but you know what? I always ran the way it was going. I don't know what's up with that. So now I just stand there and watch it. And as long as it's not going to hit me, I don't move. I just stand there and watch it. There's nowhere to run. Where are you going to run? You're not going to run 60 feet a line.
Yeah.
So just stand there and watch it go.
Well, I'm always trying to save it. I mean, but if the wings are folded, there's no saving. Yeah, you might as well just watch it.
Well, there was nothing to save on this one. I knew as soon as it went smackle, it's like, oh, that's it for that one. Bye. It's yeah, just a engine-powered lawn dart at that point.
Yeah,
Yes, Phil.
let me ask a dumb question. Gary, did you get that today?
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
got them in there.
I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I realized they had something. I'd gone to a Mannheim Steamroller concert the other night, turned some stuff off on my phone. I forgot to turn it back on. But anyway, it finally went through. If you all get a chance to go see Mannheim Steamroller, go. They're great. They're
Very
amazing. It was a beautiful concert, Christmas music. Really cool.
Very good.
Oh, me.
Mark Gerber, did I get a chance to ask you about yourself? Have you done any building or flying?
No flying. It's cold here.
Okay. How about building?
Yeah, I got about 4 projects going on at once here. I'm getting ready to put first coat of primer on my Bearcat.
Ooh, nice.
Which Bearcat you building?
Bearcat 3. Raby.
Raby's plane.
Yep.
You'll love it. You'll love it. That's a great one. What motor are you gonna put in it?
Super Tiger 60.
Super Tiger what?
60.
60 in the 3?
Yep.
You'll have plenty of power.
Not in
This thing's not
Colorado.
that big?
Oh, in Colorado, thin air. Yeah. He's right. Here I put a 51 in mine, and it was nice.
I think
That was
that'd be a
nice.
good motor
That's the
too.
plane I took to the field, and the guy that was supposed to show up didn't, and the guy that showed up had not been flying with us in quite a while, and he'd forgotten that you don't have to put a bear hug on them. He had quite a grip. I started the motor, and I heard something go.
Oh,
Ooh, whoa.
That thing's still in the attic. I took the motor out of it and put it in the attic. I hadn't had the torque to touch it since. That's been 5 years ago. I wanted that airplane for so many years. And I finally saw Keith's Gulf Hawk 4. And it persuaded me to hurry up and finish that airplane. And then Roy come out there and
Crunched it.
well, he meant well. He just
Keith suggested that I put a couple extra spars in the leading part of the wing to
Wouldn't
reinforce
hurt.
it because people tend to grab the plane by the wing near the front of the root there.
well, I'll tell you what.
He didn't explain to me how he knew that that was a tender area. But I suspect
he's
that
had
there was
one.
something bad happened to his one day.
Yeah, he had a nice one. I heard I saw Sparky at the field one day, and somebody was holding his airplane when he was starting it for an official, and kapow! Oh Lord, had a chunk about yay big blowout in his. That was awful. But the funniest thing, what's the funniest thing y'all have seen at the field? Because the funniest thing I've seen, a good flyer, a really good person, was at the field, and I don't know what happened because I was doing something, helping somebody on another circle, but he crashed, and he got so disgusted he tried to throw his handle down. Well, he had a safety thong under about that long. The handle like to beat him to death.
Oh my God, I get
It was
it.
funny.
Yeah,
It was so funny. Oh,
That's pretty funny.
we went over and ragged him about it. Says, yeah, if you want to throw the hand down, you got to unhook from the safety thong there. And oh, he didn't. He was not cooled down enough yet that he took that as funny. So, ooh.
I think most of us have been known to throw a handle or two.
I can honestly say I've never thrown a handle. The only thing I've ever thrown at the field, I had one of those batteries that you can replace the battery in, and I had replaced about 6 batteries in this thing in about a month.
Oh,
I finally realized there was a short in it, and I couldn't find the short, and I couldn't fix it. And I finally said, all
off
right.
she goes.
I said, all right, y'all, I don't have a Fox 15, but I'm tired of dealing with this little battery. I took that thing and chucked it in Hobby Park. Well, the problem with chucking something in Hobby Park, there's a there's a mountain bike course that goes all through the woods back down through there, 6.2 miles, and it just meanders and wanders back and forth, back and forth. So some of my friends I used to ride with come riding out of the woods. Anybody lose this? It just about took my head off.
It came back.
I said, yeah, I didn't know where that thing went.
Comes back to haunt you.
Yeah, he gave it back to me. I took it up and put it in the trash can. Put that thing out of my misery.
One of our buddies a couple of years ago, we were at the field and he had one of those old Tatone wrenches, the little 4-way wrench.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, those are notorious for stripping out in the glow plug hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's sitting there trying to put a glow plug in his engine, and we're all waiting and waiting and waiting, and he's monkeying around with this damn thing. And it's like, what is he doing? Like, why is it taking him so long to get a plug in his motor? He goes, well, it won't tighten up. I think I've stripped the head of the engine. So I go over and no, there's nothing wrong with the head of the engine. It's fine. I look at the wrench. It's just nothing in there at all except a round hole. And I said, I just took that wrench out of his hand. Watch this. Sailed it into the river. It was gone. That was the end of that. I walked over to my toolbox, grabbed a brand new one, and handed it to him and said, I never use these. So here, you can have mine. I don't use it.
Very good. Yeah, I had a wrench and it was rubbing against the fins that were around the glow plug hole in my Stalker 81.
Yeah.
And it was such a friction fit that it was hard for me to tell when the glow plug was getting tight. And so I actually stripped out the head. Of course, you just can't find a Stalker head,
Oh, no.
easily. Yeah, so I ordered a new head, and then I showed my machinist friend. I asked if he could turn down the tool so that it would slide easier, around the fins that surround the glow plug hole. And I can't afford to have another situation like that happen. So, yeah, it was unfortunately, I ruined the head because of the friction. around
Tell
it.
your machinist to helical it for you. That works.
Yeah, I talked to him about that. He kind of poo-pooed the idea. So we made a brass
Insert.
plug and tapped and threaded that. And I
Yeah.
had the tap for glow plugs. It's a pipe thread. And so we did that. And
Not a pipe thread.
huh?
It's not a pipe thread.
Not a pipe thread? I thought it was a pipe thread. It seemed like it
Yeah.
was.
No, it's not. Quarter 32.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it was a pipe thread. It's an unusual thread though. It's not
Is that-
common.
Well, if you
It's a
can't get it
fine-
done, send it to Jim Lee, and he knows he can fix it. Because he's fixed one for me once before.
Let me welcome Carl Reed. Hey, Carl, thanks for coming in. I think Carl is frozen up. Yeah, I think Carl, he froze up.
How about Mark Wise? Did you get my email?
I did get your email, and
Okay.
I'm embarrassed to say that. Oh, wait a minute. Who's asked me the question? Oh, Gary.
Yeah.
No, I got an email from. Who did I get one from? Bob Whiteley to send him some decals for Pampa.
I mean, Bob Whitley.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Bob Whiteley, I miss him. He passed away, but
Yeah.
But if you ever do get any emails from Bob Whiteley,
Gary,
I miss him.
I did not get anything.
You didn't get anything. Yeah, it actually, your starts out with AMA, right?
Yeah.
AMA, and then your number. Yeah.
Yeah, 82824 at Yahoo. I don't know if it's case sensitive. I always use lowercase AMA.
I think I did lowercase.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try it again.
Try it
It didn't-
again.
It
You wanna
didn't get
use
back to me or anything.
Okay.
What was that,
Yeah.
Howard?
You want to use lowercase numbers because otherwise you get those symbols and it won't be the same thing. It won't work.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Hey, Howard,
Yeah.
you were laughing when someone said, "What funny things have happened at your field?" And you started laughing.
I fly combat. And a lot of funny things happen.
I'll bet.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Hello, Carl. Thanks for coming in. You have a poor internet connection. Your bandwidth is really low. So if you're listening to us, if you can listen, that's probably what you got to do tonight. Unfortunately.
He
Go
had
ahead,
something.
go ahead, Howard, with these stories from the combat, the
Oh, my
Jive
God.
combat team.
Well, the throwing down the handle story reminds me of this East Coast hotshot. He's deceased now. Nevertheless, I better withhold his name. And he we'd see him at contests, and I say, there is that guy again without his clown suit. And because it looked like he should be wearing a clown suit. Well, the this one incident, he was flying against Mike Streeter, who's a good combat flyer. And Mike was kind of humiliating him a little bit, and then went down to about 6 inches off the ground and flew around there. Well, this hotshot guy, he couldn't fly that low.
I do.
And he was just getting madder and madder trying to get down to this guy who was flying at 6 inches. And lost the match. The guy, Mike, landed, and this guy was so mad, he dove his airplane at Mike
Oh my God.
straight in, and he missed.
Oh, no. Oh,
I tell you what, I remember at the last or next to last 4A here in Winston, there was a little girl that flew against about everybody, and that was her thing. She put it upside down about a foot high, and everybody was crashing trying to get her. but
Yeah.
she'd wait till they flew over top of her and come up and get her tail. So Howard takes off against her.
I did? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
you took off against her and you just went way up over her and came around and did an outside loop, came in behind her and just tore her butt up and wore her out. Howard won the match. I think you won the whole contest.
I won the whole contest. I remember
Yeah.
that. I went
He's
there
wearing,
won all 3 times.
and he was wearing a darn clown suit, flying a combat plane with a rudder on it. Now figure that one out. Monoboom with a rudder on it. That was an interesting airplane.
A single boom with a rudder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sucker was fast and it turned.
it was unstable in yaw, so I had to put on the rudder to stabilize it.
Oh, okay. I wondered what it's for.
It made it go away.
I
don't
wonder,
remember.
but I know when you chewed that girl up, everybody was either booing or clapping, and I'm a stunt guy. I'm up there taking a break from Navy carrier, and I just thought it was the greatest thing I'd seen because there's about 10 guys had crashed trying to fly against this girl because she just put it right on the deck, about 6 inches to a foot high, and they'd fly over and then she'd pop up and get the end of their tail. And Howard says, "Okay, I understand this." He just turns around, goes up, comes in behind her, and just chews her butt up.
Was it a full-grown woman or?
No, she was about 16.
That's 16. Oh, I don't remember. Yeah.
16, 17, something like that. She's
That's
a cute
okay.
girl, but
I'd have been cheering for her. I would have been cheering for her because it looks good on the old boys club.
Well,
Yeah.
he was making the old boys look bad.
That's what I mean. I think that's awesome.
I don't know whether the guys were trying not to lean on her or what. Nobody, everybody in combat circle, everybody's out there grabbing each other, trying to make sure we're there. Nobody was putting a hand on her.
Yeah.
She was to the age where you didn't want to do that.
No.
Yeah.
But
Pockets.
boy, she was wearing the guys out. I mean, and Howard just comes up just so matter of factly.
Experience always wins in the end.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she was pretty neat. It was pretty neat to watch. But,
Keith had something he wanted to show us,
where'd he go?
didn't he?
He's there.
He's there
Oh,
on ribs.
There
Cutting
you
out
go.
Oh,
ribs.
that's right. I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
Keith. It's been a long time since we talked about this.
Yeah.
It's just a set of ribs that,
Very nice.
nothing. Anyway, started the holes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, those are nice holes.
And
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna
I was
pretend I
gonna
didn't hear that.
I was going to get real clever and be able to saw the holes out, but nails get in the way of my saw, so I gave up on that. Didn't work.
Keith, if you had drawing of those things, I got a machine that'll do it, make holes in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of machine is this, Howard?
It's a laser.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And they're all
Alright,
the same,
laser.
aren't they? Yeah.
See, earlier in the show, you guys, I was asking Keith, how did he make the holes? Because, I remember Wendy Wanowski had an assortment of like tubing that he sharpened the inside edges and he'd cut out the holes. And so
Right.
I was expecting round holes. He just showed me his rib set. That's why I said, "Oh, those are nice holes." 'Cause I was expecting just round holes. I wasn't expecting in those triangular shaped holes. So
Yeah.
anyways, you had to be there to understand.
Well, if you ever see Keith do anything that don't look top notch, let me know about it because I've been
Yeah.
watching him for a lot of years and I haven't
But-
seen it yet.
See, again, when I was talking to Keith, he described that he made the holes. He just used an X-Acto blade to cut the holes. Again, I was thinking of a round circular hole
Yeah.
as opposed to the pipe holes that Wendy used. So
Well, I have a whole drawer full of those brass tubes with the sharpened edges. They come in handy all the time. So
Yeah, I got a drawer full of those too. They're nice.
I need to make a drawer full of them.
yeah, stop using your scroll saw to do that. You're
Yeah, no kidding. No wonder I'm wrecking the scroll saw. Probably cut a few too many nails too, but that's beside the point.
Right.
Unless you
Oh,
said,
man.
yeah, or a diamond blade, that'll cut right through that.
Yeah, cut through
Oh,
the
yeah.
nails, no problem.
Yeah, it will. Hmm.
These nails I'm always cutting.
Oh,
Yeah. Hmm. I don't suggest you do that on that saw, though. That could be painful.
Oh, yeah.
mhm.
I've actually, yeah, we won't go there. Has anybody here ever built an Argus?
Yeah, I did.
Give me the scoop on that. What do you think? Pretty good airplane?
I guess it's never been flown though.
You've never flown it?
No,
My goodness. How long ago did you build it?
back in '60s,
Holy
Hmm.
cow.
Oh, look at look who has an Argus kit.
'60s.
All right. Nice.
I built from scratch.
Where'd you get that?
Wind Dancer Models used to make them,
That's awesome.
and I got it. It's just new in the box. It's beautiful.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
I got it from a guy named John Saunders.
I know John.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
John from,
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
That's
And he
cool.
had it. And I wanted to build an I-beam wing,
Yeah.
and this thing's gorgeous. Comes with leather fillets and every piece of
Wow, the whole
hardware.
bit. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's very
Okay.
nice.
I've got a plan for one, so I think I might try to build one at some point.
I built one from the magazine plans,
I did
Ah,
too. Yeah.
Okay.
and it's straight trailing edge. The original
Yeah.
had forward trailing edge,
Okay.
and it's small. I don't think
Yeah.
it's 520 square inches, 525, if that.
Okay.
And so I think Willie used a 29 in his, and is really light. I have an OS 35, but it still is. I built heavy, and this is just too heavy. It wasn't for me. I wasn't happy with it. I gave it away.
You figured the OS 35 was too much motor?
No, it just too much, too high of a wing loading.
Okay. So
Airplane- yeah.
too much weight. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It did the pattern. I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't the spectacular thing I was hoping it would be. It was my first I-beamer.
Okay. Yeah, this will be my first one too, really. I mean, I built a kind of an excuse for one back in the 80s, but it wasn't a true I-beamer. It was an excuse for an I-beamer. It was my own kind of effort. It was a little fudgy, but no, I think I'll try one and give it a go just for the fun of it.
Well, I
But
was kind
I'll-
of disappointed when I started building the thing and with the magazine plans, and then started to look at the picture in the magazine article, and the wing's not the same because of that swept forward trailing edge that the original had.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
not the same airplane.
Yeah, the plan I have has a straight trailing edge too, but I like that. I don't like a swept forward trailing edge. Because then you're into playing with lucky boxes and all this other stuff, and I don't have a need for that.
Well, we talked about that the other day, and I don't think there's enough sweep on that thing to make much difference. You go
Yeah.
ahead and put straight horn on the thing, and there's enough
Okay.
flex in the flaps and the hinges and
Oh, then it should be all right then. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Guys, I thought I didn't tell you last time we was talking, but I saw Willie fly once. It was kind of windy, but anyway, he brought when he's landing, he brought the plane right into the wind, and it set down on the ground just like you'd lift it and just lay it down yourself.
Wow.
Just brought it in there and it just settled down, just
Right in.
spectacular. Yeah.
Doc Jackson was a real disciple of Steve Woolley because he was the team manager the couple times that Woolley was on the team, and he had some pictures of movies of Steve flying. And
Wow.
Doc Jackson made the comment. Everybody made the comment that nobody could fly round eights better than what Woolley could. I mean, you could put up there and use a protractor and draw those loops, same thing that he did.
Yeah, Mark, if you ever talk to John Saunders again, let him know I'd love for him to come into the show.
I will. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I met him
He
at
is.
Brodax in 2016.
Yep.
And we had a little fun. We had a running joke because he said that most people mistaked him for Phil Granderson. So the whole time I was there, whenever I crossed his path, I would say, "Hey, Phil, how you doing?"
Actually, I'm going to see him Sunday. The Philly Flyers are having their annual Christmas luncheon.
You know now, Charles, if he comes on here, we're all gonna call him Phil.
Yeah.
Well, look, he's a pretty big guy, so you don't want to, stay on his good side.
Yeah, I would admit that. Yeah. Yeah. So at that Brodax, I met John Saunders and then Sleepy
Dawson, yeah.
Dawson, and then I met Lynn Smith. So, huh?
Linhart Smith.
Linhart Smith, excuse me. Yeah. So that was
He's a nice guy.
That was the most number of black guys I've ever seen at a control line contest in my life. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Linhart's a nice man. I think he's from Massachusetts.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Charles, you're black?
Yeah. That's how I identify.
I just wasn't sure. It's like,
No problem.
Pardon me.
That's not the first time someone's asked me that. They're surprised I identify as being black. Yeah.
Black Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, you Charles. You were just another guy as far as I was concerned.
Oh, I could tell. I understand that. I understand that totally. Hey, Rick Mason, I see your name for now the last 5 or 10 minutes. You want to enable your camera so we can see you? You haven't said a word. So welcome, Rick. If you're
Rich,
excuse me, Rich.
Rick
So if you
Mason.
turn on your
Rick
camera,
Mason.
great.
There he is.
How you doing?
I didn't have it turned on, right?
Yeah, now we can see you and we can hear you.
Yeah.
That's great. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay.
So Rick, Rich, excuse me. Have you done any building or anything lately?
Oh, I'm still working on that little twister. Getting close.
good stuff.
I take my time. I basically just tinker and go in and out of my shop and back into the house. So
Like
I'm
me.
probably a couple hours away from it. That's all.
I know a guy who's in about the same position.
Yep.
He's
So
doing he's working on a twister too.
Yeah. So the did Joe Gilbert give any suggestions on what to do to your twister?
He gave me a couple of parts, and basically it had to do with linkages and things. And I just was not wanting to use the linkage that came with the kit. And so he kind of fixed me up with a few items there. And basically just told me to keep all my throws at a minimum until I get used to it. So.
Yep.
Very cool. So is it going to be a dope and tissue, or are you going to use film? How are you going to finish it?
It's got polyspan.
Okay.
Polyspan, and I don't know whether or not it's fuel proof or not, but I'm not afraid to find out. So I'm using Rust-Oleum over the top. Has anybody had any experience with that? Does that burn off, or does it work or not?
Yeah, my experience has been good. I have quite a few planes that have Rust-Oleum paint on them, and that as long as them cure off, it gets fuel proof. But the clear isn't fuel proof. The colors are fuel proof. So
I don't need.
Just let it dry for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, don't put clear on it. The clear is not, to my knowledge, is not fuel proof.
Well, I was looking forward to doing that, so I guess I'll not do that.
Yeah, don't put the clear on it.
Okay, good. I glad I said it.
Even if it doesn't blow off, it gets so sticky you won't want to. That's a mess.
Well, that was a mess that was diverted. Thank you.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we're here
Most
for.
of us have been there. We've all tried to find a shortcut. And
Well, I
more
would-
times than not, it blows up in your face. But
Yeah, exactly. I was doing most of my not so great airplanes with rattle can in the last few years. And this past year, I had 3 airplanes that I had to redo the fuselages on because the paint was just peeling off in sheets. So no
Oh.
more. I've gone back to dope. I'm not rattle canning anything anymore. I'm done with it.
yeah,
It's too temperamental. Like you'll get one airplane where it sticks fine, and then the next one you basically do the same thing, and the darn stuff all lifts off. It's like
Yeah.
I can't be bothered with that. It's like no, that's gotta stop. So the last couple of airplanes, I've just gone back to using clear dope, and then maybe a bit of clear dope and talcum powder as a sanding sealer, and then another coat of regular clear just to seal it all after I'm finished the sanding, and then go with the colored dopes, and I have no problems at all.
Now, I mean, my experience has been that most of those Rust-Oleum paints are fuel proof, but they're not hot fuel proof. In other words, the exhaust with fuel coming out the exhaust that's hot,
Yeah.
that'll take off the paint. So if you have an exhaust, you want to somehow get that exhaust heat away from the paint. If you have
divert it away from the paint. Yeah.
Because none of them are hot fuel proof. They're just fuel proof.
Oh, okay. Well, that may be part of the problem too then.
I like to say fuel resistant, not fuel proof, because I think even if you just left fuel on it, it would eventually eat the paint off.
Yeah, like I was shocked. Like I had 2 magicians. My wife and I both built magicians last year, and all the black paint was just coming right off the fuselage in sheets in the first few days that we were flying them. I said, we got to sand these all down and refinish them again, or we're going to have just oil soak them.
So
and
you
they'll be
admit
garbage.
it. You admit it. You just admit it. That Naomi she builds your planes. Okay. He said we got to.
Yeah, we have a code here.
What's the code?
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, but if I were you, I wouldn't listen to Len very much. He can't work a spray can, and he goes through a lot of scroll saws. So
He lives in Canada.
be the judge.
And he lives in Canada. Boy, you got everything going against you when you listen to me.
And his wife builds his planes for him.
Yep.
Yeah. And everybody on Stunthangar lays a beating on me every week just for the fun of it.
Well, you come in here for a little fun and fellowship. And what do you
Hey,
get?
A
Down
little
to
fun
it.
and fellowship.
I'm
There
going
you
to keep
go.
my mouth shut.
Yeah, you be careful. You're next on the list, Stuart.
That's great.
Yeah, but Link can always go to the dark side and go electric, and he doesn't have to worry about it.
Oh, no.
There's nothing
Leave
wrong
that-
with the dark side.
Peter, you can't say anything because you're going electric.
No, I'm not going electric. I have one airplane that's electric, and everything else is IC. I've got quite literally a dozen IC engines here. I'm
Okay.
not going electric except for the one that I was gifted.
That's what they all said when they started.
That's what I said when I started. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they all said. Oh, I'm not going electric. Sure, you're not.
Yeah. Right.
I
had
have too many
you
damn
have to-
IC engines here to go.
I got a
Peter?
buddy. I got a buddy here in Canada. That's what he said. I'm not going to go electric. I'm just going to have the one. Well, guess what? Now it's the only airplane he flies.
Peter, I don't care how much salt you put on it. That crow does not taste good.
Hey,
Been there
Charles,
myself. Been
Yeah,
there
Mark.
myself because I said I was going to have one.
you know, with all this divisive speaking here, you know, maybe Monday night should be just for the gas guys and Friday for the electric.
I still have to listen.
You know,
to
we
both
need
of them
peace in
'cause
the world.
Yeah, I think we all can get along.
Okay.
I had a guy call me on the phone. I don't know how he got my telephone number, but he called me and he was giving me the dickens because we used to be such. I used to see you flying all these planes and all of them I see, and now you talk about electric. What happened? What happened to you? I said, listen, I still got Fox 35s, Fox 59s, tune pipes, 4 strokes, and electric. don't tell me what, there's room for everybody. I like them all.
And me, welcome, Peter. Thank you for coming in, Peter. Appreciate it. Thank you. And I have some information from Minnesota Mike. He says Rust-Oleum will melt. He says Rust-Oleum will melt. I think he means at 15%. At 15% nitro, it'll melt.
Yeah,
They
15%.
below
okay.
15, you're safe. But once you get 15, I remember Wendy Onowski, I quote him quite a bit, but Wendy always said that 15% was paint remover.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
and turn it white and it just flakes off.
I tell you,
Almost.
the one thing about flying nitro, the last couple of years, the exhaust fumes would just make my eyes water so bad I couldn't even see. There was times I was out there and I had like one eye closed because I'm just,
You're just so happy? Is that what it is?
yeah,
So happy?
yeah. I'm so happy I was crying.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, I love the smell of it too, but I don't know. It just I think I'm converting over to electric. It just takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. You just press a button and go fly.
No. You love the smell of castor oil in the morning.
Well, yeah,
Castor oil.
yeah, I
That does smell good.
I do like the smell of it, but yeah, I think I'm going all electric.
Well, my flying, one of my flying buddies, I mean, Carl is here, but Joe Mata was out there with me. I was flying my LA 46 today with some nitro, some castor and synthetic. And he thought that I looked, he goes, Charles, you look good flying glow. Something to that fact. If Joe is listening, he can maybe correct me, but he made some comment that I look good flying glow, or I was at home or something. So this for those of you who've been hearing me talk about the electric SV11, I actually went flying glow today. And
All right.
it
I think everybody looks good flying glow.
yeah, so I don't know. I have to have Joe explain what he meant, but it was good. I'm
I
not
just like to
giving
go
up on
flying.
glow. I have, like Peter, I'm very heavily invested in glow engines. I have more engines than I can even remember them all. I couldn't even tell you all the engines I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a stack of LA 46s, and when they stopped making them, I was buying parts from that RC Japan and putting them together. So
Well, if you don't want any of those 46s, you just send them my way. There you go. In Canada,
What do you got there, Peter? Peter has a stack of boxes. Me make him big.
He's got Super Tigers and OS boxes. Yeah, he's got his share.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was
That's not all of them. I have a whole bunch on the shelf behind me.
Oh, I understand. Oh, I totally, I mean, if you think about it, how we've been doing this hobby for a long time. I've got back into it 21 years ago. I did it as a kid. And if you just get an engine a year, next thing you know, you have, 20, 30 motors. Doesn't take long to accumulate, massive engines, so.
Yeah. Someday we should all go down and count all our glow engines, and we should come back here and let's see who's got how many glow engines.
well,
Yeah.
the other thing too is fuel
That's a
is
good
getting
idea.
hard to find. It's getting hard to find fuel, and it's like
Yeah.
ridiculous in price. $28, $30 a gallon.
Yeah,
Well,
I pretty much make my own fuel.
Yeah, me too. I'm making it. Yeah.
I buy a 5-gallon jug of methanol, and then I buy the castor.
By the
and
clots,
synthetic.
yeah, in the clots, yeah.
The only thing
There
I
you
don't
go.
have is nitro. I know Mike Lonke, he made out recently. He got
There's
some really
a
good-
few people who have it. You just have to find it. It's not easy, but you can find it out there.
Yeah, and fortunately for me, my big block motors are all FIA.
FAI.
FAI.
No nitro.
FAI. I always
Yes.
get that messed up.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say always, because I'm going to continue doing it.
Remember the middle. A. FAI.
FAI.
That's right.
So in other words, my fuel has no nitro. Typically.
Canadians always say, "Hey."
Yeah, FAI.
I like that.
FAI. That's right. You won't forget again. FAI.
I like that. FAI.
Must
Oh,
be
boy.
Canadian.
Must be.
Step I,
Yeah, he's definitely
Only you,
Canadian.
Howard. Only you would have to go against the grain. Uh,
Yeah, I'll
You
tell you
know,
what.
Charles, we could probably do a swap shop on here.
Oh,
probably
probably.
could. Probably could.
Probably could.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
I'll
a
have
hoot.
snow in a little while if you want to buy some.
What was that
What do you-
again, Stuart?
I said I'll have some snow in a little while, and if you want to buy some.
Oh my God. You won't be getting much. Don't worry.
I'm gonna tell you what, that's been the weather patterns around here are so screwy this year. I thought the storm was coming through here and it took off and went north of here. It never does that.
No complaints, right?
No complaints at all. But I tell you what, if the snow was supposed to come in here and it didn't, so
It's all good.
yeah.
You making
know.
progress on your shop, Philip?
No, it's right now. It's just everything that has to come out of the house in order for everybody to come over here for Thanksgiving and Christmas ends up in the shop because that's the one place big enough to put it.
That's the
Right.
catch-all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is a situation. I understand
So right
that.
now I've got a place about this big to work.
You need
But
to
I'm
reset your priorities.
Well, one thing I've learned the hard way: if Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep Mama happy.
Yeah,
That's
keep
right.
going the path of least resistance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it works
I'm-
like this. If the lady isn't happy, nobody's happy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get and keep Mama happy because
That's right.
it's hard to do.
Yeah,
You're a
and
good boy.
this time of year, we just get bulldozers and rolled over this time of year.
I don't
With
have
the
that
holidays
problem.
and decorating.
I was thinking the other day, and I was trying to think. Everybody else talks about October, November, December is building season. From 1st of November until the end of Christmas, after Christmas, when all
Yeah.
the decorations are put away, I never get anything done.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't
I hear ya.
understand. I don't understand, but
Yeah, that's a good point. People do say that, at least back there. I mean, out in the east or past California, out there.
yeah,
Because out here, there's no building season because it's beautiful weather. Today was beautiful weather. Today it was,
Yeah.
t-shirt and shorts.
I got a friend lives in San Diego, and he keeps calling me, telling me, "Y'all need to come out. Y'all need to come out." I said, "Well, we'll come out first of the year because it'll be lousy weather here and it'll be gorgeous there. So we'll come out and spend 2 weeks in January or February."
Yeah, well, when you do that, look me
I'm
up.
looking you up.
There's about 4, 5, 6 of us that regularly fly together, and you
I'll
don't
see
need
what
to
I
worry
can
about a
do.
plane. I can lend you a plane to fly.
Well, we're going to get out there. I've got to try to get out there first of the year. Jack was a really good neighbor, and he's been gone back to California now for about 12 years. And he keeps calling me saying, "You got to come out. You got to come out." So he sent me some pictures the other day of the way the valley looks and all. I said, "I got to come out, if nothing else, just to hike that valley one time. That's beautiful."
Yeah. What do
What do you got there, Peter?
Ooh, is that a
Oh, it's
40 or
46.
46?
40
Yep.
VF.
46.
40 or 46 VF.
Yep, VF 46.
Very nice. I like
That's
that header
go-
on there. Very nice.
That is going into the Pathfinder.
Oh,
Cool deal.
Are you gonna put a pipe on it, or are you just gonna use that rear header as for the exhaust?
No, it's going to get a pipe.
I mean, a tune pipe. You're gonna have that too. All right.
yeah.
Yep. Old school, going back to like in these days, this is old school.
Yeah. I have a couple of those motors myself. I've never used them. I bought them off eBay, and it was something I really wanted and had to have. And so, of course, like everything else, I had to have. It's somewhere.
Where the heck did you get that prop, Pete?
What? Oh, that's a Magic. That's a Magic 12 5 1/4 carbon fiber prop.
Yeah, I see it.
It's
It's
called a
beautiful.
magic prop.
Those
Yes,
things are unobtainium now.
it's the perfect match for this engine.
Yeah, they're great, mate.
Really?
They're great props.
Wow.
Hopefully, I don't have it's going into the Pathfinder, which has a tricycle landing gear, so I don't have to worry about doing having a prop strike.
Right.
Take off, considering it's a $50 prop.
That is a beautiful prop, man. That is like beautiful.
That is a pretty
Oh,
prop.
it really is. It really
Most of
is.
the
I
carbon
don't know
fiber
if
props
I
aren't
don't know
that
if they
shiny.
still make them, but it's a
No.
five and a quarter pitch. It's a 5 1/4 pitch, 11 by 5 1/4.
I don't have any 3-blade carbon props that look even half as nice as that prop.
No, me either.
Mine just look like garbage, all of them. They're terrible. No
Yeah.
finish, flat, and some of them even have pock holes in them and everything else. They're just brutal.
Yeah, these I got them a while back, and it's the only one I have. I wish I had a couple more, but they were expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a really beautiful prop.
When you say it's a magic prop, it's Meslik, isn't it?
Magic.
MEZLIK, Meslik.
Oh, okay. I've heard
Yep.
Meslik. I haven't heard magic. Maybe is that correct, Peter? You think that's a Meslik prop?
Correct.
Okay. That's unobtainium. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they
That's
stopped
beautiful,
making them.
beautiful.
Did you say they still make them, Keith?
No, they stopped a long time ago.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Is
No,
Brian
wait.
Ether still making props?
He will make you the prop, but he doesn't finish them anymore.
Okay.
So what do you got there, Mark Wise?
See, here's the problem with electrics. There's nothing to look at.
Yeah, that's true, but that is kind of nice looking with the green anodized finish. I mean, that makes some help. Is that a Cobra?
That's a Cobra 3515, I think.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But it's not as nice as that rear exhaust OS.
No. Well, I don't know. That could be debatable. That motor,
run the two of them, and when you get through flying that, all you got to do is take the battery out and put it in the box.
Oh, I know that.
That's
When
not
you get
true.
home, when you get home with the other one, at least me, there's an hour's cleanup to do. So,
Well, and if you get to
Yeah.
the field and you can't fly, then you go home and you spend hours discharging batteries.
that's right.
That's
That's
true,
right.
too.
Boy.
That's
See,
true,
Len,
too.
I was trying to go to your side.
I
Anyway-
appreciate it, Mark. I
anyway-
appreciate it.
any way you do it, you're going to spend time. If you want,
That's
if you want
right.
to do this
That's
hobby,
exactly.
you're
This
gonna put
hobby is
time in.
this hobby's a time consumer, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
there's nothing quite as elegant as that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
do
yeah.
electric.
Definitely.
You can do electric, but there's nothing quite as elegant as something that's internal combustion.
Yep, that's what real men fly.
Yes.
Well,
You know, people
bruh.
talk about how
Oh, brother.
consistent
leave
and
that
reliable
alone.
electric is. Well, I'm down to one battery. I had 5 batteries. Now I'm down to 1. I mean, I don't
What
even have
happened to
enough
the other
batteries.
4?
Huh?
What happened to the other 4?
They just went bad.
They went bad.
Yeah.
Oh my
two
God.
of them, they before the end of the flight, the motor just comes down to a low RPM and it just
Hey, call up Tryon, tell him, because he keeps telling me it's just plug and play. It seems more like looks more like plug and pay, not plug and play.
just plug and play.
The batteries that Charles are using that's kind of the electric equivalent of Fox 15.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for telling me that, Howard. I didn't realize.
Yeah. Well, and my batteries, I forgot to discharge them. And I thought, well, I'll just fly it the next day. Something happened. I didn't fly
All
it the
right.
next day.
I'm getting the whole story here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I ruined them, but I do
You did.
I do use cheap batteries. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not cheap to me. I mean, they're still about, 55, $60 a piece with shipping. I know that's cheap compared to those Thunder Power batteries you had.
Oh, you get a Thunder Power for that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that,
Charles.
but those Thunder Power batteries are heavy. I mean, I'll be giving away 2 ounces.
For if you go by the claimed capacity of the cheap batteries, maybe so, but the actual capacity, they're light. If they were heavy, we'd be using something else.
Charles, they're
I've been trying to get
45%
that.
off right now.
Yeah, and I saw them, but I didn't want 2 ounces. I didn't want to carry additional 2 ounces.
But keep in mind, Charles, if Paul Walker and Howard Rush are using them, they probably work.
Well,
Oh yeah, I understand. Oh, no doubt. I mean, proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
Proof's in the pudding, no doubt.
Are they not 50% off right now?
No.
Yeah, they're 45% off now.
Pretty
45,
good.
Okay.
That's pretty good. But again,
I've been trying to get in touch with them all day and I hadn't got them yet.
yeah, even if they were 80% off, I don't want to carry 2 extra.
Oh, look at this. Holy cow.
Good, great.
Nice.
It's a supermarket.
Hey, Phil Bailey,
Yes, sir.
I'll sell you 2 of these if you want them.
I have 2 I was going to sell you.
Yeah, I've never seen a 25 BF in airplanes.
Yeah, Kirk Mullinex had 2 of them in his P-38. Wasn't it P-38? It was a cooler.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
They
I
are
didn't
cool
know
Because
that.
I see 25 VFs on eBay all the time, but I'm thinking, well, who's using them? I've never seen a 25 VF in
Never seen
competition.
one.
Let's see what they look like.
The first one of those I ever saw run was in I can't remember if it was an Argus or a Aries. I think it was an Aries with a tune pipe.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, it ran well. But I thought, why did you put a pipe in that? Anyway,
They're beautiful engines.
I'll bet they are.
There was a stunt ship that Bob Hunt published in Flying Models. It was designed around these things. And Bob said he flew it. He said it's really one of the better flying airplanes he's ever flown. And this has got oil all over it from packing, but they're
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that is nice.
what
That's
was the
enduring.
plane called?
Starts with a V. I'll have to go look.
V.
That's a nice motor.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
They're designed for fans primarily.
Yeah.
amazingly strong. To be a
Oh.
25, it's crazy strong.
Wow.
I've got a scale airplane. I want to put 2 of these.
What's the weight on one of those? Do you know? Keith, do you have a scale handy?
Yeah. I've got the spec sheet here. Hold on. I'll get the scale. It's easier that way.
You ever figure out what time?
Well, good night, guys. My battery has gone dead.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, Rich. Hey, thanks for coming in, Rich.
See you Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
see you later.
Don't forget
I
to
don't blame
discharge it and put it in storage charge.
Good night.
All right, see you. What do you got there, Paul? You got a prop there for us to look at?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good prop.
That's a magic prop for the LA-46.
That's the one. That's the baby.
What size is that prop?
It's 11.4.5.
Yeah.
Who makes that prop?
Thunder Types did make it.
Oh,
We had-
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we had to, we got an order on Stunthangar several years ago, and they made one more last run of these.
Trying to get off.
Yeah, that's a good
I think I might have one of those, Paul, but unfortunately just one.
Yeah, they're like gold.
They are. They LA-46s just love those props.
Well, you don't
Absolutely.
you don't like 46s anymore. Is that true?
Oh, man, yeah, I like them. I just ain't gonna put one on a plane. But I might be eating crow. So like somebody said, no matter what you put on it, it doesn't ever taste good. But I may have to break one out because I still have 2 gallons of fuel.
There you go.
Yeah. PLA 46.
All right.
What prop you got on it?
What's that? It's a cut down.
Rev up?
No, I got these off of Mike Lonke.
Yeah,
They
they're rev
were
ups.
11.5s.
12, they were 12.5s cut to 11.5.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, that's a good prop for that motor too.
Very nice. I think I was using a 12.5 Zor on my LA 46 today.
Cut down?
No, not
12
cut down.
inches? 12
Yeah.
inches is a lot of prop on an LA 46.
Yeah, well,
Depending on the weight of the plane, it'll swing.
yeah, it's a light, it's that light, it's that P40R, that profile.
Okay.
It's not very heavy, so that it,
Wow.
but that might explain how it kind of sounded like there was lean sagging a little bit. So maybe I should cut it down just a little bit. I was kind of a little bit unhappy with the motor run.
Yeah, 11 and a quarter is a good size for a 46.
11 and what?
11 or 11 and a quarter. Prop.
Okay. Yeah.
Still have a bag of those somewhere.
But I agree with Paul. That prop he showed you guys is outstanding. Like I put that on my last couple of 46 airplanes. I've got one on my Ringmaster right now on that the big Ringmaster, the 576 Ringmaster, and it's just fantastic. Yeah, it just putters along there beautifully.
Yeah, I gotta see if I can dig that prop out. What size is that prop again, Paul? I'll make sure I'll take it out with me next time I take my Rodak course.
It's an 11 4.5 Thunder
Yeah,
type.
11. Yeah, 11 4.5.
11 4.5.
I think I have some still. I'm gonna check.
Just for comment, I always liked wooden props. Never, it's like as soon as I got off of plastic, and as long as I can get a wooden prop, I just happen to, my personal opinion, I just happen to like wooden props.
Well, I understand that, but sometimes a plastic prop for extra weight, if you need a little bit of nose weight, that's a convenient way to trim the plane.
Yeah, you can't turn around and repitch wooden props, and you really can't do much with them, but they typically run true.
I heard you can repitch wooden props.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can, but do you really want to?
We heat them and repitch them.
Yeah, and I've seen some guys even sand in the pitch if they want.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Make them under camber, do all kinds of things with them.
Yeah, I've had friends refer to the zingers as prop kits.
Yeah, it's the best prop kit on the market.
If any of you guys, I got these in the last 6 months from Randy Smith, so he may still have some of these.
He's got a few left.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a whole
He's got
bag
a
of
few
them.
left. I got
So
6
if
of
you
them
guys
myself.
want any, I would suggest you call him. So yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you for that tip.
yeah, those are the prop of choice.
And above anything else, wooden props do not demolish your fingers like
Yeah, that's another good point.
razor thin plastic props do.
That's a good point. That's a
Supposed to
good-
keep your fingers out of the prop.
That's why I mostly backflip my planes.
Yeah, you just hit it once backwards with a glove on and it goes. You don't get
Yep.
near the prop.
Well,
I don't spin it through the compression. I just backflip it.
Yeah,
That's another thing with the electrics. You just push a button.
that's true. I can't argue that one. I have no argument.
Finger never goes in the prop.
When I'm starting that Rojet 90, I still cringe some days.
I think Howard said he has a little a callus on his fingertip from pushing the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Dennis.
Oh, Dennis. Oh, okay.
So you're sitting there with an IC engine, you got any prop, doesn't matter if it's plastic or wood, and you turn it around, you got it choked, and you're turning it over and turning it over to get the bump. And you get the bump, and you turn around and you like bang it backwards, and your finger just does not get out of the way in time.
Yeah, there's something about a nice, beautiful motor run when you have that. I mean, at the last contest I went to, I did hear some beautiful motor runs, just exquisite. You know, the kind that comes on and off at you. What do you got there, Paul? Let me see here. I know that Len was showing all 10 fingers.
Yeah, I was showing this for Lynn. So go to the hardware store and get a hose for a washing machine.
Right.
And you cut it off in the length that you want. I mean, it fits your finger perfectly.
Isn't that a good idea? Too?
Good idea.
What was that
Yeah.
I
again?
like that idea. That works
It's
good.
a wash machine hose.
Yeah, washing machine hose.
And it's pretty hard.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Good
As
idea.
long,
Yeah,
as,
that
long
one's-
as it doesn't, as long as it doesn't break the wooden props, it's all good.
Yeah, speaking of breaking wooden props, oh, I was so heartbroken as I bought some wooden props from the Ukraine a couple years ago. And these were like $25, not to mention plus the shipping.
Oh.
And I struck the prop hard and cracked it. And I was like, damn it. Oh, so I had to went and order another one to see. I only bought one, you know, I'm kind of cheap. And I had to buy another one to actually see what the prop was like. So yeah, you want one that doesn't break the wooden prop, that's for sure.
Yeah, I find any kind of a chicken stick, if it's any kind of hard at all, and that prop comes around and hits it, your wooden prop is done.
Yeah, and that was the most expensive wooden prop at that time I'd ever paid for. So that was
So-
really,
I'd rather get, because of the fact that some of those wooden props, like you say, are quite expensive. As long as I'm wearing a glove, I don't mind if it comes around and bites me, because there's a pretty good chance it isn't going to break.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll get my attention, but it's not going to
Yep.
really hurt
yeah.
Exactly. It's not gonna
I'm gonna-
slice your finger open.
I'm
like
gonna
you
say-
go to the hospital.
Ow, huckly buck, and then keep going.
That was Ow Huckly Buck.
That's right. Ow, huckly buck. Go
Wow, it's the
again.
first time I've ever heard that.
That's right.
That's the very first time. That's pretty cool. I like that.
We're gonna wash
Ow,
his mouth that
huckly
was
buck.
soap.
I mean,
And
Lynn
I'm
teaches
going
us-
back to the day where you had the top flight nylon props.
Oh,
You know,
the white
flexible
job.
flyers. They used to come around and like slice your fingers open to the bone.
Yeah, the
that's
white
what
with the red
that-
stripes.
Yeah,
Talking
the
about
one that, yeah, that's the one that would strike your fingers to the bone. That's if the blade didn't fly off and hit you in the face.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a comment from Tom Ramel. He says, wood propellers don't last on seaplanes. The water spray destroys them. Good point,
Who's
Tom.
flying seaplanes for crying out
Oh,
loud?
Tom does. Tom lives on a lake. Yes, that's mostly what Tom does. He flies seaplanes. Yeah, it's pretty neat watching him do that.
Hey, Charles, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Very good.
Okay.
What'd you do?
Well, you know, I don't know, but you're talking about the finger guard, and the gentleman was using a dishwasher hose. Well, if you use a 7/8 hose for garbage disposal, it's a little softer and a little more flexible, and that's what I use, and it works out great.
Well, thanks. It's a good tip.
Not the rigid one, but the ones that are soft and you can bend.
Thank you very much. It's a good tip. And we have an audience of right now. It's audience. Well, it's been as high as like 24 people. So we have people listening to us too. So and then we have the show gets lots of replays. You know, several hundred replays. So we are providing service. And what you got there, Gary?
This is a nylon tornado prop.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh,
Let me see it again, Gary.
from what year?
All back in the 60s.
Yeah, I think I might
Wow,
want to
Gary.
throw that in the garbage.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah, just throw that out
Yeah.
or somebody gets hurt. I'm getting hurt just looking at it.
Hey, give it to Phil so he can pitch it.
Wait,
Oh, look
Howard's
at
got
Howard.
one.
Howard's got a relic. Look at Howard's relic.
Let me
Yeah,
see here.
He's
Hang
got
on.
a beauty. Look at that.
An 8
Oh,
tornado from the Granderson estate.
oh my God.
Huh?
Look at the hub.
Yeah, I'm checking out that hub.
Melted
Got a-
on
That's been
Oh
tightened
my
down one too
God.
many times.
Come on, Howard. Let's see it go in the pail. Come on now.
I'm gonna send this to the Combat Museum in Lubbock.
Oh
I
my
he had a bunch of
God.
old props like that. I threw them away.
Oh my God. That's scary. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good night, guys. I'm out of here.
Take it easy,
Hey,
Paul.
Paul,
Hey.
thank you for coming in.
Been good.
Appreciate it.
Catch you later.
All right,
You
catch
bet.
you later.
Thanks for the hose idea.
All right.
Hose idea. Real men don't use hoses.
I when I was a tad, I always used a chicken stick of some kind to start my engines, and everybody made fun of me.
They did.
I got a reputation, and then they started using hoses.
Yeah, isn't that funny how life is like that?
Life's like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a song about that? Life's like that.
Yeah. That's why sometimes you gotta filter what you listen to.
That's right. My chicken stick days ended in 1987. I still remember how it happened. I was at the Canadian. Go ahead.
You had electric then?
No, I was at the team trials for Canada in I think it was in Centralia or somewhere. And my motor blew up. I cooked the motor in my airplane. And so our Canadian top guy, Freddie Tellier, lent me a motor to put in my airplane for the trials. And so him and his buddy spent all night putting a new tank in my plane because the tank wasn't worth a damn. And then they put Fred's motor in my airplane. So the next morning we go out to the field, and he says, "Well, gas it up and let's see how it goes." So I gas this thing up, and he's watching me do this, and he goes, "What's that?" I said, "It's a chicken stick." He says, "Let me see that." He takes the chicken stick out of my hand and he hurled it as far as he could throw it. And he says, "You won't be needing that anymore." I said, "Why not? I always use one of those." He says, "Not anymore, you don't. Not if you're starting my motor, you're not using a chicken stick." He
Oh,
says, "I'm going to teach you how to start a stunt motor the way you're supposed to start one, and you'll never need a chicken stick again." He
Yep.
says, "You're not a baby, you're a man. Grow up and act like one. Stop being a little child and learn how to start the motor properly." So here I'm going to show you how to do it. Do you know I still start the motor the same way today?
Wow.
Mhm. Yep.
I still start my motors the same way today. He
So
said, put your finger over the venturi, draw the fuel through 5 times.
Get the bump.
He says, check and see if it bumps. Make sure, check for the bump, signal the judges and go. That's it.
so that was a backflip?
Yeah,
Or-
backflip. Yeah,
Yep.
go. Backflip and go.
Okay.
That's it. You're gone. He says, it'll start every time, almost always on the first flip.
Yeah.
He says,
Once-
and if
once
it
you
doesn't
get that
start,
flip-
and he
Go
said, if
ahead.
it doesn't start by the 3rd flip, you probably have a problem. If it doesn't start by the 5th flip, you might want to call the flight off because there's
Uh-huh.
something wrong.
Yep. When you feel that bump, when you turn it, you grab the prop and you flip it over, and you grab it and you flip it over and you feel that bump. If you backflip it and it doesn't start, there's a problem.
The only problem with the bump that I've ever had, and I've had this happen a few times now at contests, is that sometimes when you try to find the bump, the modern motors, they bump so hard that sometimes it will loosen the prop nut.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
I've had that
if I'm quite confident that there's nothing wrong with the plug and that the motor's okay and everything's fine, I don't bother with the checking for the bump. I just draw the fuel through 5 times, put the battery on, signal, go.
Boom.
That's
Go.
it.
Yep.
Now, I use some pretty big motors, so that happens to me quite a bit where
Oh yeah,
I'll get a
they're
bump and
so-
it'll
yeah.
loosen the prop. So I use
Yeah.
a sandpaper disc between the thrust washer and the
Oh,
prop, and also make like starburst cuts with the Dremel cutoff wheel
Thank you, Wendy.
on both sides. Yes, thank you, Winnie. That's where I got the idea from. It's not my idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, me too.
So I put the starburst on both sides of the prop, and it's sandwiched between sandpaper, and it's wrenched down with like a Craftsman wrench.
Yeah,
not
not a 4-way.
Not that Fox
No.
4-way wrench.
No 4-ways.
Then it'll hold up. Then I don't have the bump
Maybe.
loosening the prop. Yeah, maybe.
If
Remember,
it's a wood-
I'm using 81s and 77. These are some very
Yeah.
big motors typically.
Just keep in mind, if you're using wooden props, they probably aren't going to last long before it comes loose. Like in
Yeah.
other words,
Yep.
if you fly with the wooden prop today, the next time you come out, you better tighten that prop if you're going to check
Yes.
for a bump, because otherwise it's going to go. You'll lose it again.
Yes. Absolutely. The scary thing is when you don't have the battery connected and you're pulling across like a 40 FSR ABC or some motor, and the damn thing just takes off without even the battery connected to the glow plug. That's kind of scary.
That has never happened to me, but I know it does happen. I believe it.
When
I've
they're
heard-
hot, it will happen.
It's happened to me. It was quite alarming.
Yeah. And let me welcome Stephen McBride in the house. Thank you, Stephen.
Hi,
Thanks for
Steven.
coming in. How was your
Hey.
Thanksgiving?
Very good. It was very nice. And everyone else's?
Good.
Good.
We're all stuffed with turkey
Yeah.
or ham or both, and then turkey sandwiches today.
Yep.
So have you been doing any buildings? I know you're working your butt off, Stephen, but have you had a chance to do any building or flying?
I had to actually put the plane away on the side right now because of the Thanksgiving holiday. So, and the preparations for Christmas now. But other than that, I got to still finish up my new stiletto.
So what's next on the agenda for your new stiletto?
I'm rubbing it out and buffing it.
Wow.
So it's all rubbed out already. And all set up. It's a matter of waxing and buffing it.
Now, what do you rub it out with? What are you using?
Well, you have to sand it.
And what are you sanding it with? 5,000 or more?
I go all the way up 5,000. No, I started about 800 to 1,000 because certain areas were a little higher than the others. So, but roughly about 1,000 through the whole airplane, then 1,200, 1,500, 2,000 up to 2,500. After that, I was fairly satisfied with the setup that way. Now it's a matter of buffing it, waxing and buffing.
What are you using for wax? I mean for polish. What I meant. What are you using to polish it?
Okay, that is G. What's the name of it? Starts with a G. Giordis.
Griot's?
Gritos, yeah. That you get at any auto store. It's the best of wax, best of shine.
Is that the wax?
The wax, yeah.
Yeah, that's wax. Griot's wax.
Gritos wax is what's it called? Best of
Oh, I got a bottle right here.
yeah, it's great. And then they make a beige bottle. They make 3 different types. They make one that's just a liquid wax, they make a polish, and then they make the best of.
Best.
But that's the best
show
of wax.
wax.
Best show wax. Yeah, that's what I'm using.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Howard and
Thanks,
and
Howard.
Stephen.
That's what
Steve, what do you got for power in this stiletto, Stephen?
And the new one, K77.
Okay. That'll be good.
That's
Uh-huh.
just on the header pipe. No tune pipe, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
had on the header pipe.
Header muffler, right? Yeah.
Header muffler, yeah. That I had made up by Dub Jet. He made me.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Very, very good running motor if you set it up right.
Yeah.
Very good.
it is. It is a great motor. I had that motor set up nice, and I had it on the pipe in my Thunder Gazer,
Okay.
but I decided to eliminate the pipe because of the balance issue with the pipe.
Okay.
So I took it out because you actually gain the way it's set up. You gain too much tail weight with the pipe, so I had to add too much nose weight, and I didn't care for that. It didn't make the plane fly right.
This was for the Thunder Gazer?
The Thunder Gazer.
So what would you do if you had to put that in a Thunder Gazer again? What would you change?
It's just running on a header pipe.
Okay.
Just running on a header pipe if I had to. So what I did was I took it out of there, and you get about 3 ounces with the pipe setup in the tail. So I didn't care for that too much. And you had to compensate and add too much nose.
So was it tail? So it made the plane tail heavy,
Tail
right?
heavy.
Okay.
As
So in
far
other
as-
words,
as far as the plane flying and the plane wanting to turn was great. But as soon as she came down and you wanted to come for a landing, this thing came like a carrier ship. And you had a lot of tail weight in there. So I didn't care for that too much. And you had to come in hot. If you came in hot, you did well with it on a landing. So I took it out and I put the Rojet 76 in it, because the Rojet 76 was actually just slightly a little bit heavier than the K77. And I took out the pipe running that on a header muffler, and that solved that problem.
okay.
Now the plane now I was able to balance the plane out, and I got rid of the tail weight with that. So I didn't want to build another one and deal with that because I heard that you got to build the tail a little bit differently as far as that's concerned, and make it lighter to compensate that weight.
'Cause I'm hoping to build one this winter, a Thunder Gazer, and but I want to put a PA 75 in mine with the pipe. So I'm just trying to figure out what.
Build the tail
That's a-
lighter. Find ways that you can just build the tail lighter so you can compensate for the pipe. And
Oh,
that's
then
what
I'll
I
just
did
I'll
not
just
do.
build it as light as I can within reason. Okay.
But
And Len,
Yeah.
why don't you speak to Dave Fitzgerald?
yeah,
I
would
spoke
ask
to him
him-
I
would
spoke
ask
to him
him-
at the Nats.
I would ask him about it and how he did his, and how they're setting theirs up with the pipe, because other people had the same issue that didn't, and ended up finding out it was tail heavy that way. But ask Dave how he got his set up with a PA 75 and
Yeah,
has
well,
balanced.
Probably lots of unobtainium balsa would be my guess.
No,
Or a longer nose, maybe by an inch or something. I don't know.
He did something different because his balance is nice, and his
Okay.
comes in and balances nice. Mine didn't. When I put the Rojet in it now, it made it fly better, and it does what I want it to do. But I figured I had that motor. I was looking for another motor for the new Stiletto. I figured I might as well put that K77 in because I was going to use a PA 61, and I found out the K77 was lighter than the PA 61 was. Not by much, but it was just slightly lighter. I said I'd rather take the slightly lighter motor with more power in it.
I think Dave Gerald saved some weight in his wing structure.
Okay.
Did he?
Alright.
He did something different that I didn't do, and most people that I know had built them didn't do, and said they had the same type of scenario issue. But I got this if I they added nose weight to them. I did something. I didn't like it that I put almost 2.5 ounces of nose weight into it. Now I took that out.
Okay.
Keith, did you have a comment, Keith Trussell?
oh yeah, somebody's asking the weight for this.
Yes, it was me.
It's, well, let's see, I got 8 1/8 ounces or 232 grams. This
Okay.
with a throttle on it.
Okay.
And,
Thank you.
There was an airplane published called the Eliminator in Flying Models. And Bob wrote somewhere that this is one of the better flying airplanes that he's ever flown.
The Eliminator.
Yeah, it was what 600 or 565 square inches.
Wow. That's a
Four-
big airplane.
44 ounces.
Wow.
And I've got here,
So the Eliminator was designed around the 25 VF.
and I don't know if this is going to show up.
Something here.
There it is.
Okay,
That's nice looking.
cool. It looks a lot, something like a stiletto. Or yeah, that's sharp airplane. Okay, very nice.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Bob Hunt because he had nothing but praise for this thing when this thing was published. This was
The Eliminator. I have to remember that. I'm gonna write it down. Eliminator.
goes back to 96. And that's been on my list of airplanes to build someday. If I'd ever go to a flap, to a pipe, this might be the one to do it. I've got the engines.
Yeah, you sure do. Wow.
Yeah, you do.
What's the VF stand for?
Good question. Let's see what some of the literature says.
And Peter, I see your digital hand. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, go, take your time.
I don't know if it's got a name in it.
I once had a laxative that was called the Eliminator. Pretty powerful.
I'll bet.
It was like a tuned pipe.
Oh my God.
Funny. Oh my goodness. Well, while you're looking up that Tom Ramel, actually, let me get to Bob Whitley. He says this is the old control line pilot. He says that's his handle, by the way. I'm not calling him old. That's his handle. Old control line pilot is his handle. And he says, happy day old Thanksgiving to all. Chili with the Mrs. tonight. Yeah, that sounds great, man. Absolutely sounds great. And he says, hope to catch you all in the electronic person Monday. Yeah, very good. And then Tom Ramel says, lake is frozen now, but not thick enough to walk on yet. Maybe you should put some skis on your airplane, Tom Ramel.
There you go.
And flat off your lake. And then Stuart, you're after Peter, and I'll get to you. Well, while Keith is looking, go ahead, Peter. What's your comment or question?
My comment is that, you know, a lot of times the finish that you put on an airplane determines what the weight is. And the one thing, and I'm just gonna, like, you know, I've used monocoat when it was first brought out to the market. At least when you use that, you know exactly what your finish is going to end up for whatever color scheme that you use. And let me share a screen. Okay, host disabled participant.
Hang on, I'll fix it.
screen
That's
sharing.
one thing I didn't do. All right, it's fixed now.
Okay, there we go.
Thanks for telling me. I forgot about that.
Sure. The thing is that you can do
Oh, that's beautiful.
almost anything that you can possibly imagine with monocoat, and you can gauge what the final weight is going to be on the finish. That vector is finished completely in monocoat, and it has features on it that you can't possibly achieve with a dope finish. And there are some things you can achieve with a dope finish that you can't do in monocoat, such as subtle shading and everything else. But if you're creative and you know how to apply it, at least you will know what your final finish is going to weigh when you're done with it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I know Mark was asking about that. So that's one thing. And about that vector, are those wheel pants, you have monocoat on the wheel pants as well?
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yes.
pretty impressive.
The
Now those wheel
entire,
pants,
the entire airplane, the fuselage, the wings, the tail, everything on that plane, all of it is 100%.
now the wheel
super-
pants
super
are made,
monocoat.
the wheel pants are made out of wood, or are they made out of some other material?
No other material. All of it is super Monaco.
No, I mean the wheel pants itself, the material they were made out of. Were they wooden or were they made out of?
Oh, those were the standard wheel pants that came on the Vector kit. They were all balsa. The wheel pants were balsa.
Okay, because I have a Vector ARF, and it came with like some sort of plastic wheel pants.
No, this one's going back, quite a few years. This Vector came with balsa built up wheel
Okay.
pants.
All right, cool. Well, that's really impressive. It looks beautiful plane. I've seen it more than once, and I still think it's a very, very good job you did on that plane. And Stuart, go ahead, Stuart.
Okay. This is a little off topic, but I got to throw this in. I just got this on my Facebook. So it's about a hunter, and he says, oops, make sure the beast is dead before you grab him. So now check this out. You talk about nips. And
Oh, snap. Yeah, I'll be flying my mall airplanes if I go hunting. Yeah.
Oh man.
it was a deer. And it wasn't dead when he went to grab it. He shot it, but he'd had antler on him.
Wow. Yeah.
You can't
Poor
complain
guy.
about prop strikes anymore.
No, you can't complain about prop strikes. Hey, Steve Hines, thanks for coming in. How you doing?
Hey, Steve. Good, you?
Not too bad.
Good
Hey, we had
stuff.
a warm day today. It was like 41.
Yep.
Regular heat wave here.
Yeah. Well, you can keep that warm weather, that
We're
particular
fine.
warm weather, because we had some warm weather out here where it was this t-shirt and shorts weather.
Yeah, screw that. That's overrated.
That's funny. Well, you know what? I'm gonna Keith. I know you, Keith Trossel. You're looking at something for us. Is that right?
It's just a designation they gave to a whole series of engines, primarily, I think, for ducted fans
Okay.
or ducted.
Heck, it was 80. It was in the 80s today in Florida.
Yeah. So at VF, there's no.
No.
It's not an acronym for anything.
Hey, Keith,
Vector Force or something.
have you seen the new Model Aviation magazine?
I just got it, haven't looked at it.
There's a picture in there of the 1936 Nats, all the winners. And I was just wondering if that included control line or there's a picture of them all had trophies.
Not 1936.
No?
No.
When was the first time they fly control line in the Nats?
Probably after the war.
Yeah, probably 45, 46, 47.
Oh, okay. So it must have been like just free flight then, I take it, or
Yeah.
I don't know what else they'd fly at the Nats.
That'd be it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey, you guys,
it was
I want to end the live stream. And before I end the live stream, I'm going to read the last comment in the chat box. And this is from Terry Forbes. He says, beautiful Vector. I agree with this trend in covering dope in its present environment has no future. Terry and the Pirates, South Florida. Great job, Charles.
Ooh.
Thank you very much, Terry. And hey, Steve, that's you? Wow,
That's
look at
beautiful.
that.
I'm sorry if I interrupted you on
No,
that.
that's okay. That's beautiful.
That's
Beautiful. Oh,
That's
is-
really weird. I cannot see anybody's posts anymore.
It's not my doing, Steve. I don't know why you can't, man. I have no idea.
That's my new one.
Yeah.
What's the finish? What is that?
Randolph. That's old Randolph paint. It's 5 colors.
Wow.
Even the numbers and letters are all painted.
I look at that and I'd say dope still has a future.
So that's all Randolph on there. But
That's beautiful.
that's the Granderson finish, the automotive clear Granderson finish. That's
Wow.
on.
Awesome.
Steve, that is beautiful, man. That
That's an awesome airplane.
that stiletto looks beautiful, man.
The
Yeah, in
stiletto
combination with
does,
your
the stiletto does look beautiful, but I can do all of that easily in monocoat.
I don't know about
Easily,
easy. I don't know about
eh?
easily.
I think you got to better change that word. I don't think
Yeah, I don't
easily.
think easily because I've done some
Yes.
complicated monocoat and that's not easy.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
hard.
definitely
Yes,
doable.
I can.
Monaco, if you want to do that and copy that in Monaco, yes, you can. Are you going to
Yep.
get the same results out of it? No, you will not.
You might be a few
Well,
You
points.
think,
Yeah, you might be a few points behind at the end of it.
Yeah, that is
yeah, a
beautiful,
few
Stephen.
points because it's not paint.
That's
There's a
beautiful.
lot more. There's a lot more work involved in doing this. Of course, Monaco, I would have had the plane done already and in the air. And so
No.
Now,
Oh,
you know,
here we
put
go.
Monaco, that kind of
It's
Monaco
not-
job requires you to cut it maybe several times to get it right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not easy.
You gotta do one that pattern and you tell me how fast you can do it.
Yeah.
I paint things because monocoat is too hard.
Yeah, I
It-
agree.
Reason why
I agree.
I always paint the fuselage.
All right, let me explain it this way. Yeah, I'd have a hard time with doing it to that point. My father's really good with monocoating and making these type and cutting these things out because this was all made by a pattern and everything cut out to this point. He probably had that monocoating done in about 2 weeks.
Yes, the same thing. You have to cut out the patterns. You have to, you have to do the templates.
Patterns and then get the colors and do that. He probably had my father. I would say if I asked him to monocoat that, and so that would be monocoat in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Would I be able to? No. I like the patterns and mask everything and paint it.
Mm.
But that's a lot of work involved.
Wait until you finish, sharing your screen.
Hey guys, I want to end the live stream. I want to end the live stream. We can continue on, but I'm just going to end the live stream. I want to thank everybody.
It was already ended. I'm sorry. That's why I was talking about other
That's
stuff,
okay.
Charles.
It's okay. We're going to continue on. I just want to end the live stream portion, not the show. Anyways, thanks everybody for coming in. Thank you for watching this. And if you've watched it to this point and you have not given us a like, I don't understand why you hadn't, because you obviously like it to be aired 2.25 hours later. So, but thank you for coming in, and please don't forget to consider subscribing, sharing, commenting. All these activities help, and then maybe even consider joining the Stunthangar YouTube channel memberships. And then don't forget, next time when you come in, because you can't do a like after I end the live stream, but don't forget to, the super chats. You can't super chat after I end the live stream, but come back and during a live show and give us please some super chats. That helps out. So with that being said, good night. See you guys Monday. Go out there and you